I've heard that saying that after God, after God fear men, right? And I just thought, not all men are bad. I think men are great, right? But some of them are problematic. So I say this because I am I am in bed, and tomorrow I go to court to prove that I was married to him traditionally. To prove. That's insane. But yeah, after God, fear some men.
Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. So that was posted by actress Enhle Mbali last year in November. Girl said she had to prove that she's married to none other than international DJ Black Coffee, and we're all like, what? I mean, obvious, lunch bar. Well, it's safe to say the court was happy with her evidence because girl won big this past Friday. The court declared that the customary marriage she and Black Coffee entered into in 2011 is valid and struck down the antenuptial contract or prenup they signed in December 2016, just before their civil marriage in January 2017. Enhle Mbali took to Instagram this past Friday to post a long celebratory message announcing that she's officially divorced. You'd swear she was announcing that she's an admitted attorney or something with that long post, shouting out to the law firm, the assistants, hey, good ningi, but no, girl was celebrating being divorced. You can't blame her though. The divorce dragged on from 2019, almost as long as the failed marriage itself. Anyway, if you are curious as to why the divorce took so long, please stick around as I break it down. So, according to a court document filed in 2019, Mbali Enhle Maphumulo aka Enhle Mbali and Kosinati Maphumulo aka Black Coffee entered into a customary marriage that's automatically in community of property on 14 May 2011. Side note, at that time, Black Coffee wasn't an international DJ yet. Fast forward to 21 December 2016, when Black Coffee was now an international DJ and probably more aware of what he had gotten himself into back in 2011 with that customary marriage. The couple then signed an antenuptial contract, popularly known as a prenup, which was followed by a civil marriage a few weeks later on the 5th January 2017. According to Black Coffee, in that antenuptial contract, they agreed that should they ever divorce, he would pay Enhle Mbali an amount of 4 million rands in full settlement of any patrimonial obligations, including spousal maintenance. However, upon their divorce, Enhle argued that their 2017 civil marriage was unlawful and should be declared null and void, meaning the antenuptial contract they signed in 2016 should also be declared invalid and set aside. Black Coffee approached the court as the applicant, pleading that they both intended and agreed to enter a civil union out of community of property and that the antenuptial contract was valid and enforceable. That was way back in 2019, and the divorce dragged on for years until this past Friday when the court ruled in favor of Enhle Mbali. According to Enhle's legal team, the court found that she was misled and lacked proper legal advice when she signed the antenuptial contract in December 2016. As a result, the 2011 customary marriage, which is in community of property, was validated, and the 2016 antenuptial contract was declared null and void. Now, I came across a video of Enhle Mbali chatting to Enhle Mbali back in 2017 on her talk show. Apparently, Black Coffee was the one pushing for that big white wedding, also known as the civil marriage that took place in 2017. So when Enhle spoke to Enhle about that white wedding or civil marriage that took place years after their traditional wedding in 2011, Enhle said when people asked if she was nervous on the day of her wedding, she kept saying, guys, do you realize that we've been married for 7 years? She even added, we've had the marriage going, it's just the wedding. Based on Enhle's responses, it seems like she took her customary marriage seriously from the beginning. I can't help but wonder if Black Coffee pushing for that white wedding or civil marriage that Enhle didn't care much about was the misleading the court referred to. So maybe her brother was pushing so hard for that white wedding or civil marriage that Enhle was not even interested in because he was trying to do damage control on the mistake he made in 2011 by entering a customary marriage before signing an antenuptial contract. When he was getting married in 2011, he was thinking like an ordinary man, kanti kuzoshintsha. Anyway, the takeaway from this court ruling is that a traditional wedding is legally binding. To avoid surprises, it's best to sign at Home Affairs before receiving or paying lobola. don't pay or receive lobola, then go to Home Affairs later, because that lobola or traditional wedding already count as in community of property. By the time you sign a civil marriage at Home Affairs with an antenuptial contract or a contract of your choice, really, it will be too late, because vele it came after a valid and binding customary marriage, and that's exactly what happened to Black Coffee. That so-called traditional wedding that people treat as an engagement is a full-on customary marriage, automatically in community of property.
So you had the lobola and the traditional ceremony, which was 7 years ago, right? Why now? Why did you want to do the white wedding?
I wanted a home. I've always wanted a home, and that's my little thing that I needed to deal with. And he's also someone that's always wanted a home.
And he said you two are very similar. He said he's like,
we are the same person.
We are the same person. Yeah.
It's the craziest thing. And we had that in common. So we thought, listen, we really don't need a white wedding, because it's just going to be a celebration. We're going to spend our money, and we won't have a home to go to that doesn't have a past. And so throughout those years, we bought properties, sold properties, bought land, sold land. And I remember we were staying where we were staying.
You don't give away that you bought the house across the road.
We bought the house across the road. I remember walking in. It was an old, ugly, shabby. Literally, all our neighbors just thought they bought that house.
Yeah.
I walked into the yard, and I said, "Yep, this is home." Called Nat. He said, "Listen, I've spoken to this person. We've spoken to them. We're starting the process. Finish off whatever the case is. And Bob's your uncle." We started building, and now we have a home. And then we could have the wedding, because we had the marriage going. It's just the wedding.
Oh, okay. When you felt that the money that you're having spent on the wedding is not taking away from your dream of having a home, then you could have a wedding.
My dream was more important than the wedding.
Because he was the one
you.
pushing the white wedding more than you were.
Yes.
But it was beautiful.
It was lovely. It was lovely. I enjoyed it. We had so much fun. It didn't feel like a wedding. It was warm. Everyone that was there just understood it's not about anything else but getting crunk. We don't drink, but we got crunk of everyone's energy. So it was lovely. Oh, it was lovely.
And when you woke up that morning, were you feeling like a queen and majestic? Was it like, or were you just like, it's normal?
I had my hair in cornrows. My girls and I all slept in one room. We had a slumber party night before, and my sister woke up and everyone's like, "Aren't you nervous?" And I kept saying, "Guys, do you realize we have been married for 7 years?"
Yeah.
The only thing that's happening right now is a party, and I'm going to be in a white dress like every girl wants to be. We want to be that Cinderella for one day. I was not nervous. Everyone around me was panicking though, and they thought I was crazy for not panicking.
For being calm.
But I have a calm about me that's just so cool.
I know.
I
like
can't.
a duck. On top, you like nothing. But like, even if you're pedaling underneath, you just